Hello, hello, hello. My name is Suzette and welcome to Relationship Talk Tuesdays with moi. Yes, I am so grateful to greet you today on this beautiful Tuesday. And oh my God, it's something we can talk about. The real talk that we wish somebody had given us before we thought we knew better. You know, that real talk about relationships that we wish someone had told us before we thought we knew better. If you're new to this platform, again, I'm Suzette and I am your life coach and I'm your relationship solutionist. And I help women over 40 who struggle in their relationships with men to redefine what makes them enough on their own terms. Yes, so they can attract real deal, great love into their lives. And so each week, we engage in real talk, the kind of talk that I wish somebody had just kind of broken it down and really gave me the inside scoop and some reliable information, not just what their experiences were, but something that was healthy. Don't we want healthy, satisfying relationships? Thank you for joining me in your 0200. Thank you so much for jumping on. I have to tell you all, I did not know for sure whether I was going to jump on because, as many of you know, I am in the midst of my Love on Your Terms masterclass. And we kicked it off last night with that question that plagues so many of us after a relationship fails, especially after we've had quite a few of them. And that question is it me? Was it me? Right? Is there something wrong with me that I keep attracting this kind of situation, this kind of man? Right? And so we kicked off the masterclass last night going straight for it. Straight for it. And so because of that, I didn't know for sure whether I was going to be hopping on today. But you know what? A saying that my mentor, Dr. Avis, says all the time that rings with me so true. When she says, I'm not new to this. I am true to this. And I am true to what I set out to do. And what I've set out to do is to empower you. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for watching. I am set out to empower as many women as I can to stop settling. To stop settling for less than they deserve, but even more importantly, less than they are worthy of. Because I believe that you're 100% worthy, you're 100% worth it, and you're 100% enough. And so today, I want to talk about ultimatums. Ultimatums. I got to confess something to you all. I have been really pulled in by these different reality shows on Netflix. Those relationship ones. What got me hooked was Love is Blind. Anybody else watch that? I'm telling you, you tell yourself you're not going to watch it, but it draws you in. And so I watched Love is Blind. And of course, Nick and Vanessa Lachey are the brain people behind that, right? And so, you know, right on the heels of it, they pull up something else. And the next one that came up was Ultimatum. Ultimatum. And I was like, okay, let me check this out, see what this is all about. And so what Ultimatum is about, hi Yolanda, thank you for joining. What ultimatum is about, it's about these different couples that come together over one premise. And the one premise is they have issued an ultimatum to their significant other. And more times than not, the ultimatum is either we're going to get married or I'm done with it. And so they issued an ultimatum to their significant other. And believe it or not, it's not just women issuing an ultimatum to the men. There are some men who have issued ultimatums to the women. They're saying, if you don't want to marry me, then all bets are off. I love you, but I'm tired of waiting on you. I'm tired of all your excuses. I'm tired of all your rationales. I'm tired of your deer in the headlight looks whenever I bring it up. I'm tired of it. It's time for you to make a decision whether we're going to move forward in this way or whether I'm calling it quits, walking away from you, finding somebody who will do it, right? And so I was like, okay, let's see if this is any good, right? Let's see if this is any good. So I watched it and I saw it unfolding, and it made me start thinking about, do ultimatums really work? Now, to those who've issued ultimatums and that person went along with it, they would say, yes, ultimatums work. But for those of us who have issued them before and got okey-doked because that person ended up walking away from us, then we would say, nah, we don't think that works so good in our favor. So I started doing some research about ultimatums, because y'all know I like to give some weighty rationale behind what I share. So y'all know I got my little trusty journal. I don't leave home without it. I have my trusty journal, and that's where I jot all of my aha moments as well as my to-do list, because y'all, I'm telling you, at my age, I gotta write stuff down. Anybody else like that? I got to write stuff down or I will forget within seconds what I had just thought about. I'm like, this age thing, you know what? I'm glad for the wisdom, but I tell you what, it can be something else. So I wrote down what ultimatums are, right? And the real deal about ultimatums is it's like the person who's issuing the ultimatum is controlling the narrative. And if you've ever been the recipient of an ultimatum, let's tell the truth. Did you like it? Did you like somebody saying, if you don't do this the way I say it, or how I say it, or in the timetable that I say it, then these are going to be the consequences? The problem with an ultimatum is, number one, it's control. One person is in control of the situation, and it's kind of controlling when you think about it. To tell another grown human being that if you don't do what I say, then it leads to the second thing. I'm going to leave you. That's the clincher. It's saying, if you don't do what I say the way I say to do it, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to abandon you. And if you have had ever in your life abandonment issues, that is the worst thing somebody can tell you. Hi, Dr. Alice. Thank you for watching. That if you don't do what I say, and you know, ladies, we can get it. If you don't do the la, then I am out of here, because somebody else will do so and so and so and so. And it's kind of hard to tell or convince somebody that you're in love with them and give them a reason why you would leave them. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for watching. So I started thinking about that time. I didn't issue out too many ultimatums in my lifetime, but I have done it. I issued an ultimatum. And in true confession, when I think about it, hey sis, when I think about it, I was usurping control. I was. And I did give the ultimatum, if you don't do this the way I say it, and I think that's the clincher. If you don't follow my formula, if you don't do it this way, let me hand you this grocery list. And if you don't, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you don't follow this pattern, I'm out. The problem with that is it doesn't leave room for negotiation. It doesn't leave room for that person to represent their truth and to even give you reasons why they're not doing what you want them to do. It's almost like you're telling them they don't matter. They don't matter at all. It's just you getting what you want from them. Right? If you've ever been on the receiving end of an ultimatum, then isn't that really, I know, we want to put our hands on our hips when we tell the men in our lives, but think about it. Think about it. How would you feel if the shoe was on the other foot and the person just gave you, if you don't do this, I'm out? How would you feel? Wouldn't you feel disregarded? Wouldn't you feel erased? Wouldn't you feel like you ceased to even matter? And y'all know what I'm all about. I'm all about you mattering. And so I have to give it to you from a higher vantage point than what you're going through right now. Because sometimes what you're going through right now, you have tolerated it and tolerated it and tolerated it until you just, all you can see is what you see. But do you really want to control the other person? Do you really want to make them feel like they are leavable? Do you really want to make them feel like you just want what you want and what they have to say about it doesn't matter? I tell you, before I was married, man, I was gung-ho. But when you get married, you will understand that the ultimatums that you might could have doled out so easily when you were dating, now you're married to this person. The best thing you can do is go into another room. But you got to come out and you got to talk. And what really builds trust, y'all, which is, isn't that what we really want? There's really some insecurity in us. There's some insecurity. And if we admitted what our insecurity is, instead of issuing an ultimatum, I found out it just goes better. Now, let me put this caveat in. It depends on who you're with. And I'm very grateful that I'm with somebody who really cares. He might get a little upset, a little hot under the collar, because he's human. But ultimately, he comes back. And what makes him feel safe is when I say to him, you know what? I really want to hear you. I told you how I'm feeling, but I really want to hear you. That's first of all. Giving them a chance to speak their truth without feeling like you're going to retaliate. That builds trust. But here's where integrity comes in. If you promise that you're not going to retaliate, then you got to be true to your word. And that's not easy. Because sometimes you're hearing stuff you don't want to hear, right? But you have to be true to your word. The second thing that I have learned, and that my husband has been a great teacher in, I'll admit it to y'all, he was the one I issued the ultimatum to. Isn't it amazing that I never issued ultimatums to the bad men in my life? But then when God sends me a good man, I give him an ultimatum. How twisted are we? That's why I'm doing my Love on Your Terms masterclass, to help us to get untwisted. Because we are so twisted. We're so twisted in how we do relationships. And we need to understand and have our terms tethered to something more than our ego. Right? So if you are listening and you know that I'm talking to you, there is still time. There's still time to join my Love on Your Terms masterclass. It's at SuzetteSolutions.com. Hey, listen to the replay and you'll be lockstep with the rest of us, okay? But anyway, my husband was a great teacher, because when I issued him the ultimatum, he said, is this the way it's going to be? He said, when will there ever be enough ultimatums? When will there be an end point? If I succumb to this ultimatum, will it embolden you to keep issuing ultimatums? And when will it ever be enough? When I cut off my arm? When I cut off my leg? When I cut off my ear? When will it ever be enough? I'll be losing. When I lose my voice? What else will you want from me? What else will you require of me? What else will you tell me if I don't give it to you? We're done. When is it going to be enough? If I say yes to this, then will it make you feel like you can control everything and edge me out? Right? I talked about last night at the masterclass how people say the ego is edging God out. And I said last night the ego is edging the gift out, because the gift is you. And then I just finished listening to Coach Alicia, who's doing the midday check-ins every day at 12 noon for those who are in the masterclass. She said, edging greatness out. We don't want to ever make a person feel like to be with us, they have to edge their greatness out. And your greatness is being yourself. Your greatness is that somebody else will regard what's meaningful to you. And I don't have to have had the same upbringing or the same attachment. People have to feel like they matter. Now, what's the other side as I bring this to the close, though? What's the other side? Because there are certain situations that are intolerable, right? There are certain situations that are intolerable. They're non-negotiables. They are deal breakers, right? How can you have a conversation without issuing out an ultimatum? Easy. You just tell this person that this is meaningful to you and that you have to have it in order to feel safe, in order to thrive, in order to be happy in this relationship. And that you're inviting them to help you with it. Who can get mad at that? And let them know, because I love us and I want us to continue to make it. So I'm inviting you in because I don't know what to do here. I need this. I want you to understand. And then let them know why you need it. Let them know why you need it. Let them know. Give them a little bit of time. Let them give them a little bit of time to think about it and even negotiate that. Because you don't want to be on the receiving end of having to wait and wait and wait and wait for an answer, right? That's very disempowering. So you all negotiate when that person's going to come back with their answer. And then you'll let them know if their answer is, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. And you can say, you know, I really have enjoyed. I've enjoyed our time together. But I have to do what's right for me. That's so different than giving an ultimatum, y'all. And if you want to learn more wisdom, insights, and resources, again, I invite you to come to Love on Your Terms Masterclass. It's free. It's online. So you can wear your fuzzy slippers. You don't have to get dressed up. The only person that's got to put on makeup and look cute is me. Right? Because I'm behind the camera. But go on and go to SuzetteSolutions.com and register. If you know you need it. If you've come one time before and you know you need an extra touch. You know you need a reminder of who you are. You know you need it. Then there's some people who are taking the masterclass again. Okay? You're very welcome. And until next time, this is Suzette Vernon, your cycle breaking, truth telling, great love attracting, life coach and relationship solutionist who is engaging in real talk on every Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.